Welcome. I'm going to put a small series together here called, we'll just call it the 91 Super Jag project. And really what we're going to do is we're going to be looking as I try to attempt to restore 1991 Arctic Cat Super Jag. Well, we're back. We got college football on there. I don't know who's playing. Anyhow, better turn on the other lights here. Well, I need to clean this place up. Fire on the other thing. Okay, so we left you off. We were putting on the sled. So a couple things I forgot. We'll put that back in. We've got our painted grill piece here that we'll bring over. Painted grill piece. We got the stud heads painted. We painted these up. And this was all rusted along here, so I painted it up. So it's all gonna look shiny and new. So let's take the tape off, put it back in.
So after giving the glass a really good cleaning, we went to put it back in with the headlight bracket. And the headlight bracket is held on by two small screws on either side. And the other four screws that go through the headlight bracket hold a headlight adjustment nut and a spring. And it's actually really difficult to work with these because they tend to fall down behind while you're trying to get the screw on them. And it's just awkward because you have to have one hand on one side of the hood and the other hand on the other side of the hood. Just awkward. But it's these strings that allow you to be able to adjust your headlights.
Okay, all right. Let's flip this back down and tighten her up.
It's at this point that I really would have enjoyed having one of those electric screwdrivers that I would have been able to adjust it. But as you can see on the side, right side of the lens there, as I tighten these screws, you can see the glass is coming closer to that headlight bracket.
Oh! After all that, I got it in upside down. It says top down here. So we got that flipped the right way around. So we'll tighten this in. Bring it into the bezel. There's the bulb.
At this point, we're trying to be very careful not to get the oils from our hands on the glass of the bulb because then it will help it burn out quicker. Other than that, it just goes in with a simple little twist.
Maybe we'll get a little zip tie for that. Hold that.
Just installing the zip ties here to help hold the cable out of the way so it doesn't get caught in any of the engine parts and that. You can never really have enough zip ties hanging around to take care of these little cables.
Put it right close to this, maybe.
Just kind of awkward working here because just the way it was. It's probably more awkward because I was filming it, but it would have been easier to work with it from the other side. Here I'm trying to use my pliers with my left hand. I'm not a left-handed person, so it was just a really awkward situation.
A little accident. Unfortunately, the camera that I had with me on there wasn't running at the time that we actually had the accident. And I think one of the guys saw I had a camera on top and he set my helmet on the skidoo, I guess pointed at us in hopes that I would get it. But anyways, they helped us pull the skis apart. This sled here was following me. I stopped suddenly. There was other sleds around. There was a lot going on. Daughter didn't quite see that I stopped so quickly and drove in the back end of me, and the spindle of the Polaris was caught up under here, and you can see some of the damage here. This part's been bent out. The flap's ripped, and you can see where it went under there. So we're just going to bang a little bit of that out underneath here. kind of straighten it out. We'll have to look for a new snow flap here. Try to see if I can make a temporary repair on it. We're going to pull this out, pull the little piece of plastic off the side here, and we're going to flatten that out. And if we have to, we'll put a little piece of metal over top of it and put some rivets in it just to kind of make sure that it's not, not going to go anywhere. Anyhow, that's it. So a little unplanned maintenance, but we'll get her done.
So in taking off the snow flap, it's really quite simple. There were 3 nuts, and you just undo the 3 nuts, and then it fell apart. And then take off the snow flap at the back was just another 3 or 4 screws that I think of. I think there were no nuts in the back end of it. One of the things when I was doing the snow flap, how I held it together is I just drilled 2 holes on either side of the cracked part where the snow flap had ripped, and used zip ties about every ½ inch, and I think I used about 10 zip ties in there to kind of tighten it up so that it would hold it together until such time as I find and replace another snow flap. So the easiest way, even though I used a rubber mallet which didn't work, and then I used a hammer and that didn't really work, I found I used C-clamps, and then you can see I'm getting a little bit more leverage here to kind of be able to tighten it up. And I used these C-clamps to be able to press the tunnel up against the wood block. And a little bit of persuasion with a hammer, another C-clamp, and you know what? It was back to normal, and it was straight like it had never happened.
One of the air things I added to the Jag this year, it's not really to the snowmobile, it's to this box that was built for the back of it, was these little ABS drain pipes I used. I rounded them off. I used my Dremel for it, and made some rod holders for my ice fishing rods when they go. That'll be a good use. One of the other reasons that the Jag is done for the year, as you can see right here, I broke the limiter strap on the way back on my last ride, and by the time I get in, you can see the shock now will contact up onto the top of the lugs there. And one of the comments actually earlier in one of my series, someone was mentioning about how close it came, and it does come pretty close. I think the limiter strap actually broke on the trailer, but I've ordered a new one. It'll be in a bit, but yeah, it was old. I never did replace it when I did the skid. I put it on figuring, I'll get to it, I'll do it. Oh well, there it is. So by the time that comes in, our snow will probably be gone here. So that's also why I say the Jag's done for the year here. So it's a good spot to stop, and we're getting it running pretty good. And we just got to fix that idle issue, and then I think she's going to go pretty good.